They watch everything, from missile launches to hidden bases. Here are 5 of the most powerful spy satellites secretly watching the world. Please like, subscribe, and share. I still remember the first time I saw a photo of Earth so sharp you could almost read a license plate from space. It felt like a superpower, but in the hands of militaries it becomes something else. A relentless, omniscient gaze. Today, we're diving into 5 satellite systems that have turned that superpower into a global surveillance architecture. Spot missile preparations, shadow fleets, monitor tense borders in near real time. I'll walk you through their history, what they can actually see, and why that matters for every one of us. This is a dramatic, nuts and bolts tour of orbital espionage. KH-11 Kennen, China's Yaogan program, the Gaofen family, America's lacrosse radars, China's rising Tianyan Sky Eye network. We'll talk capabilities, launches, and what analysts believe these machines are used for. Buckle up, the sky is listening. I'm going to start with the one that set the modern benchmark, the KH-11 Kennen. Born in the Cold War, it replaced film return systems with electronic imaging, giving the U.S. near real-time access to high-resolution photos. The secrecy around Kennen is legendary. Contracts, cover names, a capability that changed reconnaissance forever. The core magic is its large optical telescope and a stabilized platform, delivering razor-sharp images from low Earth orbit. Reportedly able to approach approximately 10-centimeter ground resolution, KH-11 class satellites can distinguish vehicles, constructions, equipment layout that would have been unthinkable decades ago. That level of detail lets analysts identify missile transporter erector launchers, runways, and hardening measures at nuclear sites, information with immediate operational value. The combination of revisit frequency and raw resolution means targets can be monitored for activity patterns and pre-launch indicators. Operational tempo for modern Kennen variants is all about persistence. Multiple spacecraft, staggered orbits, data downlinks to ground stations, and forward-deployed analysts. The US doesn't just take a picture once, it builds a timeline. A single high-resolution pass can reveal posture. Repeated coverage turns posture into intent. Public reporting noted the USA-338 launch in 2022, an expensive, tightly controlled mission underscoring US investment in optical dominance. These launches aren't cheap. Procurement, ops, and ground systems run into billions across program life cycles, because dominance in imaging yields decision advantage on the ground. Real-time linkages have changed tactical decision-making. When a missile base moves suspicious equipment, analysts can almost immediately alert commanders, cueing surveillance, air patrols, or diplomatic channels. Of course, there are limits: atmospheric effects, sensor saturation, cloud cover, and lighting constraints. That's why Kennen works as part of a layered architecture, paired with radar and signals intelligence. But when the sky is clear and the angle is right, the detail returned is surgical, targeting everything from missile bases to hidden facilities. China's Yaogan program reads like a mosaic of missions: optical cameras, synthetic aperture radar, electronic intelligence payloads, all under a single program name. The Chinese official line casts them as scientific and civilian, but analysts call it a coordinated reconnaissance constellation aimed at military monitoring, maritime domains, missile fields, foreign force concentrations. Yaogan's architecture is modular, mixing sensor types to cover day, night, bad weather. The strength of Yaogan lies in fusion. Optical sensors deliver detail when skies are clear. Radar penetrates clouds and provides motion detection. That combination is ideal for tracking maritime traffic, submarine activity signatures, and mobile missile units hiding under foliage or camouflage. Analysts point to Yaogan's role in monitoring U.S. forces in the Pacific, with rising tensions around sea lanes and island chains. Persistent observation from various orbital planes lets China shadow carrier strike groups, resupply convoys, and forward-deployed bases. One notable asset is Yaogan 41, described as providing geostationary persistent imaging at roughly 2.5-meter capability, not as sharp as LEO, but offering continuous dwell. Yaogan satellites are launched in batches and sometimes as rideshares, building redundancy and resilience so a lost satellite doesn't blind them. Continuous coverage is maintained despite orbital debris, anti-satellite threats, and technical failures. From a tactical perspective, maritime data is key. Fishing fleets, AIS spoofing, and naval maneuvers can be monitored and cross-referenced. In short, Yaogan is China's layered reconnaissance answer: fused sensors, diverse orbits, and a focus on maritime and missile surveillance, giving analysts a continuous multi-domain window into regional operations. Chapter 3. The Gaofen family began as part of China's civilian Earth observation push, but quickly became a dual-use powerhouse. The Gaofen satellites serve commercial markets: agriculture, mapping, disaster response. Several in the series are tailored for military customers who need very high-resolution imaging and rapid tasking. Think of Gaofen as a hybrid that blurs the civilian-military line, providing actionable imagery to planners at scale. Gaofen 11 stands out in this lineup. Public reporting and analyst assessments cite its roughly 10-centimeter capability in high-end configurations, placing it squarely in the realm of tactical reconnaissance. That level of detail can identify vehicle types, base layouts, and even support battle damage assessment after strikes. China's continued launches, including Gaofen 1105 in 2024, show an effort to expand both capacity and refresh rates. Frequent launches, growing constellations, and a commercial backbone lower per-unit imagery costs. Militaries can leverage commercial supply for tailored tasking while benefiting from a quickly replenished fleet. Commercial imagery is constrained by export controls, licensing, and national regulations, yet China's domestic market faces fewer restrictions, enabling rapid state-private integration. In conflicts or crises, buying high-resolution passes changes intelligence economics. Modern planning treats commercial Earth observation as part of the ISR mosaic, complementing classified assets, showing that access, not just pixels, is power. Chapter 4. Optical satellites are dramatic, but radar is the true workhorse of persistent surveillance. The U.S. LaCrosse series, large synthetic aperture radar satellites, is a prime example. Where optics fail at night or under clouds, SAR slices through with active radar pulses, creating high-resolution reflectivity maps. LaCrosse can image terrain, vehicles, and structures regardless of weather or sunlight, making it invaluable for tracking mobile threats and concealed facilities. SAR gives you motion signatures and surface change detection that optical sensors can miss. A convoy through a forest leaves distinct radar signatures. A newly cleared emplacement shows up as a reflectivity anomaly. LaCrosse isn't just about pictures, it's about revealing activity. It's particularly dangerous for actors relying on camouflage or temporal hiding strategies. Radar supports moving target indication and interferometric modes that can detect slight structural displacement or ground movement. This makes LaCrosse-style platforms effective at discovering hidden bases, missile deployments, and recent digging or construction. Persistent radar ISR compresses the window where an adversary believes they're hidden, like playing hide-and-seek against a flashlight that never turns off. While SAR can be harder to interpret and differ in resolution from optics, modern analysts fuse SAR, optical, and signals data. Active sensing is harder to spoof and remains reliable in bad weather and darkness. Chapter 5. Tianyan, literally Sky Eye, represents China's push toward a next-generation reconnaissance layer, a networked constellation designed for wide-area awareness and rapid queuing. Think of Tianyan as an expanding node in China's space intelligence fabric, complementing Yaogan and Gaofen while leveraging Beidou for navigation and timing. It's not a single satellite, it's an architecture for persistent, integrated sensing. Tianyan's focus: broader coverage, better revisit rates, and more resilient tasking in contested environments. By distributing sensors across orbits and optimizing data pathways, it aims to reduce latency between observation and decision. That temporal compression is what commanders need when crises accelerate and windows of vulnerability are fleeting. High-precision navigation and timing are force multipliers for missile guidance, aerial targeting, and synchronized multi-domain operations. When reconnaissance layers like Tianyan feed precise geolocation into a Beidou-guided weapon, tracking accuracy and strike efficacy improve. Programmatically, Tianyan reflects domestic integration, sensors, ground processing, networked command, building a more sovereign intelligence capability. Operationally, Tianyan provides a persistent satellite-assisted view, tracking convoys, maritime maneuvers, missile reloads, making space surveillance a seamless part of force employment. Constant surveillance narrows tactical surprise and accelerates reaction cycles. In short, Tianyan ties observation, navigation, and weapons effects into a tighter loop, expanding China's space intelligence reach. Outro. These satellites change the rules of modern warfare. What used to be uncertainty at range is now often near-certain awareness. KH-11's Razor Optics, Lacrosse's all-weather radar, Yaogan, Gaofen, Tianyan, space-based ISR has evolved into a layered, persistent, networked capability that reshapes strategic calculations. Commanders plan differently when the sky can watch every movement and feed that data into rapid decision loops. To be clear, no confirmed public report of a specific U.S. weapon heading to Iran right now, though satellites monitor tensions. What these systems do is provide the situational awareness that informs policy, military posture, and diplomatic signals. They don't create tensions by themselves, but they change how quickly the world learns. And that velocity can alter choices at the highest levels. If this video helped you understand how much power sits a few hundred kilometers above our heads, please, like, subscribe, and share. I'll keep digging into the tech, history, and human stories. Thanks for watching, and stay curious, because the sky is listening.